Hi everyone, Jason here at the Whittier Public Library Children's Department with our latest STEAM-powered science take-home science kit. It's February, which means it is Black History Month. So one of the things we often study during Black History Month is famous African-American inventors. So today we're going to talk about an inventor named James Edward West, who invented a new type of microphone. And we're going to talk a little bit about how microphones work, and we're going to build a matchbox microphone. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and build our microphone. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our matchbox, and there should already be holes punched in that. We're going to take our 2 pieces of graphite. That's the pencil lead. We're going to stick them through those holes like that and like that. And we want to be very careful not to break these because we don't have extras. We want a little bit sticking out each side. Next, we're going to take another piece and we're going to break it. I already have these broken to a length where it will lay across both easily, but it won't touch the sides of the box. And that's the length we want right there. Okay, so one of these I already have pre-prepared. I believe it's this one here. So I'm going to lay that on there. And then I'll show you what to do with this one. So this one's not prepared yet. So what you're going to want to do in order to make it lay on there easily without rolling a lot is you're going to want to put it on your piece of paper and just go back and forth like this for a long time. You're probably going to need to do this for about a minute, and your finger's going to get completely gray, so you'll probably want to wash it afterwards. But you're going to want to do that, and when you're all done, you will see it'll have a flat side on it, and then it will sit on there nicely. It will slide, but it won't roll. So I'm going to take these away. And we remember we also have our scissors. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of tape. And let me get a piece of tape here, sorry. And I am going to make a little loop. I'm going to tape the box down because otherwise, when you move around the cables and the battery, it's going to make that box move because the box is very, very light. So I'm going to tape that down to hold it in place. Put some tape on the bottom, make a loop of tape, put it on the bottom, and I'm going to stick it right down. There we go. We'll put that back. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our cables. We'll start with the yellow one, doesn't matter. And we'll clip it to one of these pencil leads, pieces of graphite. We're going to clip the other end to the positive end of the battery, which is the one with the little bump. Now we're going to take another piece of tape. I have my tape back. I'm going to cut another piece. And I'm going to tape it on there very tightly, because otherwise it might come loose. So I got my piece of tape. I'm going to tape it on there. I'm going to make it as tight as I possibly can. Pull it very, very tight and squish the sides down. We should have a good connection there. Next, we're going to take the next cable. We'll use the red one, but again, it doesn't matter. We're going to clip it to the very tip of the headphones. What we're going to do now, we're going to get another piece of tape, and we're going to tape this to the other end of the battery, which is the negative terminal of the battery. I'm going to put that on there. Tape it on real tight, hold it on there tight, tape it on really, really tight. And then you're going to squish that down. Now, if you find you're not getting good connection when you're testing out your microphone, you may actually need to squeeze these down a little bit if they're not taped on very tight. So if you're having a problem, try that. Finally, we're going to get our third clip. We're going to clip it. You may have a microphone with 2 or 3 rings. What you want to do with the 3-ring one is you want to clip it to the one, not the first ring, not the first section, but the second section down right there. So you're going to clip it right on there. And if you have a 2-ring one, you're going to want to clip it. I believe it's between the rings. You'll have to experiment a little bit. That's what worked for me, but you might want to try between the rings and also above the ring, just to see which one works. And then finally, we're going to clip this to our other pencil lead, our other piece of graphite. So we should be all set now. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put our headphones in, and we're going to tap and rub our finger on this box, and we're going to try moving the little small piece of graphite around and see if we can hear sounds. Okay, now that we've got this assembled, let's go ahead and try it out. We'll go ahead and put our headphones in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to tap on the box, move the lead back and forth, and try scraping your finger along the box, maybe knocking on the table or surface that you're using, and see if you can hear it through the microphones. You will only hear it on one side. This is mono, which means it's only going to come through one microphone. But let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm sorry you can't hear what I'm hearing, but hopefully you heard it through your earphones. I definitely heard the sounds of tapping and scraping on the box. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's happening here. So basically, first of all, let's talk about sound. What sound is, it is a series of waves that come from a source and go out through the air. So for example, think of if you were to throw a rock into a pond, you would see the ripples or waves spreading out. That's the way sound works too. It travels through the air. The way you hear it is when it goes into your ear, when those waves go into your ear, there is something in your ear called an eardrum. And that is a thin piece of skin that goes over the opening of the ear and completely closes it off. When those waves hit that, it makes it vibrate, which means it makes it shake back and forth really fast. That sends a message into your brain, through your inner ear to your brain, and your brain actually perceives sound. Okay, so how does our microphone work? A microphone actually works in a way that's very similar to your eardrum and your ear. So what happens is the sound waves will hit the microphone. Something in that microphone will vibrate or shake back and forth in the same way your eardrum did. And there will be an electric circuit, which means electricity is coming out of the battery. It's going through the microphone, and it's going through the headphones. When that thing vibrates, it's usually something called a membrane, which is a thin layer of plastic or something similar that's a lot like your eardrum. But in this case, what we have vibrating is our little small pencil lead. And since the electricity is running through those pencil leads, as it vibrates, it's interrupting that electricity a little bit, which is, so then we have on the other end, we have our speakers, which are the headphones. And when the sound hits the microphone and makes that lead vibrate and interrupts the electrical circuit, those same interruptions are happening to the speakers. So the speakers will then produce the same sound. A membrane in the speakers will vibrate and it will produce the same sound that the microphone picked up. Okay, now let's talk about our African-American inventor, James Edward West. In 1961, West, along with his co-inventor Gerhard Sessler, invented a new type of microphone called an electret microphone. What was important about this type of microphone was that it didn't need to be hooked up to electricity to work. It became such an important type of microphone that these days, about 9 out of every 10 microphones produced in the world are electret microphones. West went on to invent many other things, but this is the invention he is best known for and the one that's probably made the biggest impact on the world. In fact, if you've used a phone today, a telephone today, you have probably used an electret microphone. So that's about it for our experiment today. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to learn a little more, please stop by the Whittier Public Library and check out some books. We have books about African-American inventors. We have books about sound, about recording, about electricity, a lot of the topics we talked about today. So stop by, come say hi, and check out a few books. We hope to see you soon. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.